Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to our first interview for Sound Weekly. We're here today with Daniel Gregory, and he's here to tell us more about what it's like to be a DJ. So, Daniel, what made you want to become a DJ?
Well, I think for me it started with my dad, really. Like, he was a sound man at Carnival and stuff like that, and he had a plethora of records in the front room in the family home, and we weren't allowed to go nowhere near it. Like, don't go near it, don't touch it, kind of thing. So it was always that fascination. And then one time I got to go out to where he was DJing, and just seeing the interaction between the people and the music, like, it was just the way he controlled the crowd. I was like, I wanna be able to do that. That needs to be me.
So what was your first gig and how did it go?
Well, my first professional paid booking was actually a wedding. It was my good friend's older brother. He got married in Wandsworth Castle and needed a DJ for the reception. So I packed up all my kit for that was usually just used in my room up until that time, all the way down to Wandsworth, set up. It went well, all being told. Did have a slight mishap with their first dance song. The CD didn't want to work, but got round it in the end.
So have you been to any exciting places due to this career? Where was it and how was it?
Well, we travel a lot with the bookings and stuff like that. So Max and Switch, we've done weddings in France. Recently we did a wedding in Morocco, which was a lot of fun. We got flown out to Morocco in Marrakesh, stayed in this really nice riad. It was cool. Morocco is not a place I would go back to though. It's not for Daniel.
So what our readers really want to know is, how did you become Max and Switch?
It was kind of by accident, really. We both got booked onto a charity event in Balham. I was actually covering for another DJ who couldn't make it, and so they booked me as a DJ, booked him as a host, and we came together, and it just kind of clicked. It all fell into place. We realized, like, we've got the same kind of quick wit, the same style of humor and delivery, and we just kind of paired up, and it went from there, really.
So when do you believe you had your first breakthrough as such?
I think the defining moment for me as a DJ was probably when I was about 18. I DJ'd for this online community called DMD. They had an event called the DMD Prom, and it was such a wide spectrum and diverse range of people in the crowd that it really had to, like, accentuate my versatility. So it was literally everything from, like, 70s rock and roll all the way through to, like, funky house was starting to get big at that time. So the entire musical spectrum from one side to the other, and from there the word of mouth kind of just grew, and it was like, yeah, there's this kid from, like, Camberwell, he can play, kind of thing.
So what do you think your biggest accomplishment through this career is?
I think probably my biggest musical accomplishment to date is probably, I'd have to say, DJing with Damage, if I had to pick one thing. Because we've been on tours, we did the big reunion with ITV2, did a huge show in Hammersmith Apollo, and got to meet, like, Michael Jackson's nephews and family and stuff like that. 3T were on the tour. So I think, yeah, the DJing for Damage is the biggest achievement thus far.
So who was your biggest inspiration and why?
I think growing up, the radio station that I listened to predominantly was Choice FM. It's now Capital Extra. It's been taken over by Global Radio, but it used to be Choice FM. And there was a DJ on there called Numbers 279, and he was the only DJ on radio that actually did what DJs do with the turntablism. He had his records, you'd scratch, he'd do tricks, and it was like, hearing him do what he does was just, like, amazing to me. It's like, if you're a sportsman and you meet, say you're a footballer and you see Ronaldo taking a free kick and you practice and practice to do what that is, that's how it was for me. I'd, like, listen to 279 show on a Friday night, and the entire Saturday I'd be in my room trying to do what he did.
And obviously, what's next for you?
Next for me personally, we're moving kind of away from DJing, but we've started a record label, and I'm managing an R&B singer called Mav, MAV. So next year we'll be doing a lot. Squad Music is the record label. We've had a couple of releases this year, and we've got a lot more planned for next year. Not a lot that I can say because it's all very hush-hush, but there's a lot coming next year. So you'll see.
Thank you so much for having us today, Daniel. Keep tuned for more interviews coming up later.